Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Adam Abdulaziz. So in this video, I would like to present my presentation about the lesson plan of procedural text. So the lesson plan is set up for the senior high school student, and the subject is English. The grade is for X class student. The topic is about procedural text, and also the skill that I really want today develop are writing and the speaking skill. And for the time allocation itself, I took 2 meetings, and for each meeting it consists of 90 minutes. And for the standard competency itself, I want that student to expressing the meaning in writing functional text and a simple short essay, descriptive form, and procedures for interacting with the surrounding environment. So from this they can to assignment their program according to so we jump up to the learning material. For the learning material, I planned to about the definition from the procedure text itself, what is the procedure text, and also after that I will explain about the structure, the generic structure for the procedure text. For the example, the procedure text has to consist first material or the ingredient, the second is step, and also for the third we have to use the action verb like turn, put, mix, stir, cut, and etc. Because why I explain about some of those action verb, because some of action verb that are commonly using in the procedural text assignment or in the procedural text discussions. And then we jump up to the language features. The language features is about what is the language feature, by the way? So the language feature is something that we can recognize about the procedural text that may be possibly for us to understand what is or how is the procedural text. For example, in the language features, there is using simple present tense in the making of procedural text. The second is use of the infinitive sentence or comments. The third is we use text monologue procedure. For example, how to make fried rice, how to use computer, how to blah 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 blah, just something like that. And the last is we use temporal conjunction like firstly, then, after that, and finally. Okay, so after I explain about the definition, the generic structure, the language feature, and anything, I also will explain about the example of procedure text itself, so they can understand clearly about what is the procedure text itself, and also how the procedure texts are made. So from the example itself, there consists ingredient, the material, and also the step. Okay, we jump up to the learning activity at the free activity session. At the free activity session, first I will grade the student. The second is check their attendance list. The third is give the perception and the overview about the material that is going to be discussed on today. And the last is the tell student about the learning objectives. So the learning objective itself, I will explain to them that what they have to do after the learning section is done. Maybe for the example, I would like to order them to make a procedural text for their own procedural text, or maybe they will demonstrate how the procedural text is going on. Okay, and then we jump up to the learning activity at the while activity section. At the while activity session, I divided into two days. For the first is for the first day, maybe I will explain about the procedure text, and the second is I will ask the student about the material that they have understand or know. The third is that I will make a discussion with students according to the material, and next I will ask students to work in a group and make a group in 5. it consists of 5 people, and then I will order them to make their own procedural text. And after this section, maybe I will close the day, and I will close the day because I think that from the I explained about the about the procedural text, begin from the definition, generic structure, and trying to convince them or trying to make them understand about the procedural text. I think it is not enough for me to make it them can working or make it the procedural text at one day, in the one day, because the time also short. And yeah, maybe I think it will be perfect or will be efficient if we make it into the 2 days. So in the 2 days, maybe we can free or more efficient in evaluating them and comment how they work, and also let's see that they can or cannot to understand or making in a procedural text. And then in the second days, we'll call the delegation from each group to explain procedural text and show their procedural text creations. Now, in this part, yeah, just like the explanation, I will tell them, the not tell them. I will call one of the delegation from their group, and then she or he will explain about what the procedure text that they made it. And then after that, I will ask the other student to give their comments or feedback according to his creation. Now, in this session, I think student can be able to understand, can be able to get their criticized about the procedural text, how the procedural text is going on, how the procedural text is, and this comment and also the feedback for the friends is also important. So I try to conduct all of this in this way. And the last, after they explain or they presented their presentation or their procedural text, I try to collect their assignment and then give their a prize, for example, point or score for each group, and then after that I will provide some of question according to procedural text and let them answer it. And then after they answer it, they collect it to me, and I will try to evaluate and check all of their answer. And then there is ended our while activity. And for the post activity, I will ask students that they have been studied in that day. Also, and then after that, I ask the student whether they have any difficulties related to the topic. And also, I will explain the summary of the lesson, and I will close the meeting. I think that is my lesson plans of procedural text. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments or any advices for me, just comment it on below from my YouTube search, and also maybe it is according to my Michroteaching assignment. You can answer it from the WhatsApp group that provided by Mr. Eka. Thank you very much for watching. See you.